Okay, yeah, so let's go for it. So
Alright.
at first, please introduce yourself to the audience first, please.
Hi guys, my name is Ian Robbins. I teach at Musicians Institute. I'm going to be talking about the bachelor degree of songwriting and production, and also maybe the certificate program in songwriting and production. But I also teach for the bachelor performance. I teach for the guitar program, and I teach for the master's program that we just started. So I do a lot of things at the school.
Yeah, thank you. Now, so next question is, could you introduce your program? Also, like all the courses or some of the facility you are use, something like that, please.
Okay. So we have two programs that I'll be talking about. The first one is a shorter program, the certificate program, and that's only 2 quarters long. Our quarters are 11 weeks of classes, and then we have a 2-week break each time. So that's 2 quarters. That's a certificate program, and that's just kind of like something you can go into to see if you like the field. Get a little bit of knowledge. The good news is that a lot of the certificate classes will be the first 2 levels of the bachelor program also. So after 2 quarters, you can decide if you want to continue and get your bachelor's degree, or if you want to try to use the information you've learned and go from there on your own. But that transitions into the bachelor's program. That's a 3-year bachelor's degree. It's 12 quarters, and we go through the whole year. We go through the summers as well. So you can get a 4-year degree in 3 years at our school. And the program is based off being a very versatile songwriter and also a producer. So meaning you're going to learn how to write songs of various genres. You're going to learn how to mix. You're going to learn how to master. You're going to learn DAWs, so Logic and Pro Tools, stuff like that. You'll learn theory, ear training. You'll learn, mandatory classes like music history, which is required for any bachelor degree, and as well as songwriting private lessons. You also learn vocals, guitar, and keyboard. So there's performance classes too. So what you get classes that teach you how to sing. Whether you're going to be a singer or not, it's important when you're writing music to know what a vocalist does, so you know how to write for a vocalist, or how a guitar works. A guitar is a songwriting instrument. I need to get more. I don't have enough. But and we're also going to teach you keyboard. So the harmonic instruments, guitar and keyboard, vocals for your melodies. You'll be taking lyric writing classes in both programs. We do stress lyric writing as well. I know a lot of our students come and just do backing tracks, but it's really important. Part of songwriting, and the difference maybe between composition, is that there's a strong lyric element as well, because a song is not completely just the music. The kind of songs we write, we need to write lyrics also. There's a composer's ensemble class. That's when everyone writes and performs music together. And we don't expect as high a level, say, for the performance aspect as we would for our performance majors, but you do have to know how to perform a little bit. Whether you're going to be a performer or not, in order to write songs, you kind of have to at least be able to play through and make demos. And we also have 2 big projects. We're going to have the senior... Oh no, let's start with the sophomore recital. The sophomore recital, you're going to write 5 songs in numerous different styles, and you're going to perform some of them, and you don't have to perform all of them. You'll organize a band, and you'll put on a concert of your own music. The senior project is you're going to go into our studio at MI, our big studio. You're going to record a band. You're going to write the music. You're going to mix the project. You're going to master the project. So when you finish, you have this demo of everything that you've learned, and you have something to show for your career.
Nice. It's so detailed. So let's just continue with which course do you think is the most special in this program, or which one is that is more interests you the most? Is your favorite?
So that's a great question. I'm very proud of this program. I kind of organized a lot of it, and the thing I'm most proud of is how much of the stuff that we're teaching in our program that I had to learn on my own after I got my master's degree. I was already done with school. I had my master's, but there was a lot of stuff such as going into the studio. How do you organize a studio session? How do you mix projects? How do you use these DAWs, the Logic and Pro Tools and stuff like that? I had to go after I was done, and this kind of major didn't exist when I went to college. So it's pretty cool to I've taken like kind of all the stuff that I feel like I had to learn on my own, but I use all the time, and I've put it into this project, into this program. So that would include like the mixing and mastering classes, your production classes, and also another thing I'm proud of is the versatility of what you learn in terms of songwriting. So a lot of people come in and they can only write a very specific style, like something that they've heard a lot and they're familiar with. But when we have our performance majors come in, maybe they come in and they like to sing pop music, right? But we also make them sing rock, and we make them sing jazz and Latin music and funk music and different styles. And for the songwriting, it's no different. The songwriting classes they start with pop music, but then they go through all different sorts of styles as well, from you've got country music to rock music to jazz to blues to reggae to R&B to neo soul. I could keep listing for forever, but so you're going to be exposed to all these different types of music, which is how you kind of the benefit of going to a college rather than just trying to write songs on your own. It's that you're put into these situations where you have to write more advanced styles, because of the academic requirement. And also it just helps you, even if you go back when you're done with school and you go back to writing whatever you started with, having the knowledge of these other styles is going to be really important, because it helps you further music as it is now, right? Otherwise everything just kind of stays the same. But if you listen to artists, even Bruno Mars uses a lot of throwback stuff that he uses a lot of sounds borrowed from the 70s and from the 80s and from the 90s, right? From these different eras of music and from these different styles on top of that. So something I think is really cool is how you get exposed to all these different kinds of writing styles.
Okay, thank you. So next part is, next one is why did you choose MI?
Why did I choose MI to teach it?
Yeah.
Well, they hired me. I had been trying to go for a while, actually. Like it's a great I'm from Los Angeles. I grew up in Los Angeles. I went to USC for my bachelor's and master's degree. USC did not want to hire me. They only have like 6 teachers that work there. So, but MI was well known. Like I always knew about it, because then I'd play with people that went to MI or teachers that taught at MI. So yeah, it was just it's a very well known in Los Angeles and in other parts of the world, I think.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, it's a very it's a job I'm very proud to do, because it's a lot of people want to work there, and it's a great place to be. It's a really cool environment.
Okay, so what is your most impressive experience or memory at MI in the past years?
Say it again. I didn't hear that.
What is your most impressive experience or memory at MI in the past years? Or is there something happened or?
Well, okay. So first thing that's pretty cool. I don't know if I can think of one, because there's been a lot of stuff. But one thing that's really cool is our first graduate of our Bachelor of Songwriting and Production program just graduated this last quarter that finished 2 weeks ago. So we have our first person that got through the whole program. So I thought that was really cool. That felt really good for me as a teacher and kind of the organizer of the program. That was cool that someone did it. A Chinese student, no less.
Oh,
did it. You know, Ao Li. You know Ao Li? I don't know if you know.
No, I don't think.
I just said him over, but yeah. So he finished up. So that was cool. I was very proud. I'm always proud of like the songs that when my students write like these really good songs. You know, it's really cool to see that. Because one thing that's cool about songwriting is that it's not a competitive field like instrumental performance. Because there's never enough good songs. There's enough good guitar players sometimes, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But there's never enough. The world always needs good songs.
Yes.
We're never going to be in a situation where like no more good songs.
Yeah.
No, that's never going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's so cool about songwriting is it's like it's really easy for me as a teacher to appreciate like when my students are doing good work, when they're writing good songs, or even just watching the interaction of their peers when they're writing good songs and their peers are listening to it. So like that's kind of like something that's very special to me about this program.
Okay. So the next question is come from some the Chinese study abroad agencies. The next question. So they would like to ask, what kind of student would you like to meet in the live audition, like, or what kind of student would you like to recruit to MI?
Yeah. So for this program, there's not really a live audition because it's songwriting.
It's songwriting.
You don't have to write a song in front of you.
Yeah. Yes.
That'd be hard. So for this one, there's no live audition. But the kind of student I want. It doesn't matter really the ability level because we have the certificate program. You can come in with pretty low knowledge of what you're doing because we're here to teach you that. I want someone that takes it very seriously, right? So I'm looking for students that come to LA, come to MI, and want to invest all their time into this because music, when you're a musician, no matter if it's a songwriter or a performer or composer, whatever you do, there's really no off days. You don't take time off because your job is what you love to do. So if you feel like, oh, I need a break, I'm not going to work on stuff today. It shouldn't feel like an obligation to write music or produce music or create. That should be something that you're excited to do each day. So I just want, no matter the ability level, students that want to really work hard on it and really get better, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay, thank you. So next question is come from some the new applicants or some freshmen. So they would like to know how should they choose their private lesson instructor after the enrollment at MI?
So yeah, that's a good question. You can go on our website and kind of see our resumes. And I might just suggest, like, if you don't, if you haven't met us yet, eventually you'll meet us because you'll go through the classes and you'll be in a class with everybody and you'll kind of learn who you work well with and stuff like that. But if you're just coming in, just go check the resumes and see if, like, the styles of music, we all kind of specialize in different styles. See what you maybe not even already do, but maybe something you'd like to learn about. But everybody, you can't go wrong with anybody we have. Like, if you don't know, just, choose someone, and you can always change. You don't have to take the same teacher each quarter. You can change every time if you want, or you can take the same teacher the whole time if you really work well with them. So, but I would say if you don't know us yet, just go check the resumes and see what sounds good to you.
Okay, makes sense. Also, because like for the bachelor students, so they have 12 quarters, right? So they will have 12 quarters in their bachelor program, so they can change their private lesson. I mean, even one student, if their student want to learn more from the different instructors, so they can change the instructor each year, right?
Correct. Yes. Not even every year, every quarter.
Wow, every quarter is fine.
Yeah. I mean, you'd run out of us. There's 12 quarters. I don't think you'd have 12 teachers to choose from in the songwriting program.
Okay.
Maybe, we probably have like 10, I would say. So, but again, like, when I went to college, I was just put with the teacher, and then, I changed a couple times until I found the teacher that like I was like really excited to learn from. But it was cool. But everyone I studied with, I learned a lot from.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't like I wasted any time. I was happy with everyone that I studied with.
Okay.
But I'm assuming for the certificate program, anyone would be fine just because it's probably you're probably learning more basic kind of information in that. So anyone would be able to help you with that. Just at that point, just look at the schedules because some teachers fill up, so kind of based on like the student schedule and the teacher schedule at that point.
Okay, got it. So next question is mostly for the bachelor program student. So could they like a minor or almost like a minor, another instrument or major in at MI, or like for the sound and production student, could they like also learn about the vocal or DJ program or electronic music production or composition or audio engineer or something like that? Could they minor at or other stuff?
I don't think so. I don't think we have a minor just yet in this program. I know our performance major has a minor in like audio engineering, but we don't have the minor yet. We're always working on expanding and stuff like that. The thing I was saying though about this program is like you do get secondary applied lessons and you get classes for like vocal and keyboard and guitar. So if you like one of those instruments, if you want to learn more about that, you can always take a secondary lesson. You can always take what we call an independent study, where you can take basically an extra private lesson for just playing or singing. Right. So that there's a lot of opportunities for that. It's not considered a minor really, but you do have a lot of opportunities. Plus, when we're on the campus, every instructor in the college has an open counseling. So you could go talk to, if you're interested in playing the bass, we have lots of bass teachers. You can show up to any of their open counseling and get some advice. And there's electives also, like, so if you, I didn't mention bass because it's not really, you don't do a lot of writing on a bass, but if you want to learn bass or drums, you can we have elective classes to learn bass and drums and stuff like that. So there's opportunities for it. It's not considered a minor though for this program.
Okay, makes sense. But what about the DJ or electronic music production? Because in China, I mean, most of the students would like to who's applying for the music production, so they really love the new music like DJ music or EDM music, something like that. So maybe some of the students really want to
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they could. I don't know. I mean, that's not really my area of expertise, but I think, like I said, like with the electives or the independent study, they can study with whoever they want.
Okay.
So there's DJ instructors and stuff like that. So yeah, there's opportunities for them to do that. It's not really part of our program because that's not what this program is. Like we do write EDM music, but it's not really like a DJ program. So, but there are we do have a DJ program at the school that you can check out.
I mean, because just because MI is only one school, only one college can provide the DJ program in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I know I would even see a couple of years ago, I would see some of our performance majors taking DJ classes. Yeah, so it's definitely available.
It definitely can. Okay.
But it's not a minor. I don't want to say it's a minor. It's not a minor, but there's electives that they can use.
Makes sense. Okay, good. Thank you. Let me see the next one. So next one is what kind of internship or job opportunities will MI can provide for the current student and the graduates?
Yeah, we have a lot of offices for career development that the students, that's depending on how proactive the student is. There's a lot of opportunities. Our students have gotten internships in studios and stuff like that. So the thing about the program is it kind of prepares them for a lot of different types of work that they could do. So they could be writers, they could write for artists, or they could produce artists, or they could mix and master, right? Or they can do chart notation. They're going to learn, I forgot to mention that earlier, but they learn Sibelius and how to make professional looking charts. They could be lyricists. They could, so there's lots of different opportunities. Some of those are just kind of based off your network. I think one of the things that maybe gets overlooked is that when you go to college, you go to music college, you don't really get the college can like push you into internships and stuff like that, but the college can't guarantee, oh yeah, we're gonna give you a job. But what I got from my college experience was I got a lot of jobs from the students I went with, because that's your peers, those are your networks. So when you get done, you have these connections. Without connections in the music industry, you don't work. Right? The degree isn't enough. The degree is the educational part of it, and the degree is the prestige and like to validate that you're good at what you do. But to be working comes from the network of people you're going to meet, not just at MI, but in Los Angeles. Right? But there are a lot of like, I don't work for the career office, but I know that there's people whose jobs are just dedicated to doing that kind of stuff. So the students have opportunities to get the internships and make connections that way as well.
Okay, thank you. So next question is more like the personal style. So how do you feel about living in LA? Because I think maybe like especially in China, most of the parents just fear about maybe the American is not totally safe than China.
Yeah, I mean, like I saw that question, and that's kind of like, I'm not proud as an American to have to answer that question. Like it's not all of us that are that way.
Yeah, I know, but
right? Los Angeles is a very integrated city. There's large Chinese communities, other Asians, there's Hispanics, there's Middle Eastern, there's African American. Everybody is here, right? This is the kind of community where I would feel like for international students would be safer. I can't guarantee anything, because
definitely
there's people in any country that are gonna act a certain way, and there's good people and there's bad people. I don't like the fact that this is going on, man. Like it's not good. But Los Angeles and California is, just kind of like, if you are going to come to the U.S., it's not a bad place to come to from China.
Yeah. Just because some of the parents just they read the newspaper, they read the news from internet.
Yeah, I know. I saw the question and I was like,
yeah.
If I had to answer this, Tank, I probably wouldn't have to teach music if I had to.
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, like, and the thing you said about some of the other violence issues, I lived here my whole life. I've never been involved in that. You hear a lot about it, but it's not like this is happening like in LA every single day. Like, this is a danger. We don't live in fear of this. Right?
Yeah.
We don't live in fear of it. It's you hear about it and it's terrible. I don't approve, but it's not something like that every time I leave my house I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? No. There's, in like any city, there's good spots to live and bad spots to live, right? I'm sure Beijing might be the same way. Like, there's areas that are safer. Any city in the world, I'm sure, has this.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's a hard one, man.
Okay. So because maybe Rachel is still around away, so today is really going really fast. So let's go for the last question. Last question is, what would you like to say to the young musicians or the young students, or do you have any suggestion for them for the future?
Yeah. What this thing that we do is awesome. Like, making music, creating music, it's always exciting for your whole life. Right? This is a job that, like I mentioned earlier, when you're never done with work because you don't want to be done with work. Right? I feel very lucky that I get to do what I do. Whatever aspect of music I'm doing. If I'm playing in someone else's band, I enjoy that. If I'm writing my own music, I like that the most. I'm playing in my band with my own music. That's my favorite. If I'm teaching people that are excited to be learning, I love that too. Right? Everything I do is great. There's so many different ways to make this a career, and there's not like a lot of bad ways to make this a career either. So what you have to understand though, like my advice is, a lot of people think they show up and they're just gonna be successful. But like with anything else in life, you don't have to work any less hard just because it's fun. Right? I think people think, oh, this is fun, so I don't have to work that hard at it. You probably have to work harder because there's more people that want to do this because it's fun. Right? So if you want to be at that professional level, you got to outwork everybody that thinks, oh yeah, I'm just going to show up, it's going to be easy, I'm going to do music because it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's no easier than anything else. In fact, harder, like I said, because there's a lot of people that want to do this. So I would say use that to inspire yourself. Be like, I want to do this, and there's nothing that's going to stop me. I'm going to work hard while I'm in college and afterwards so that I can do this, so I get the opportunity to do something awesome for my job.
Okay, thank you.